day to remember with LeBron. Starting off the show, it is Hump Day, December 17th, 2025. It's very windy. I thought about pulling Jade outside and, tying him to a string, putting the Jade Davis kite in the air. It's very windy. Be careful out there. I saw plenty of different articles this morning talking about how strong the wind gusts are going to be, and even going on my lunch break, it sucked. I felt bad for the poor Culver's employee that looked like he was about to fly away. I'm nearly 400 pounds, so I'm okay. I'm going to be sticking to that ground more than anyone. Anyway, yeah, I started off the show with a day to remember LeBron, and I was trying to think of who's the most name-dropped athlete in songs. LeBron probably has been mentioned a good amount of times. I mean, a day to remember titled a whole song to him. It's pretty dang catchy. Bring home another dub for my city and run like it's 2016 and I'm LeBron. What a great lyric. That latest A Day to Remember album, Big Ol' Album Volume 1, that was, is it the latest one or is there one after that? Did they release Volume 2? I'm not sure, but Big Ol' Album Volume 1 was a little cheesy. I talked about it previously when I asked r/metalcore what are the worst songs of 2025. A lot of people did say A Day to Remember All My Friends, which it is a catchy, fun song, but it's not what they used to put out. Everybody in r/metalcore is an elitist, so you have to take their opinion with a grain of salt. But I did actually pull up basketballnews.com. Now, I don't know how credible this source is. Who are the most name-dropped NBA players in music history? Who would you think it is? I feel like it's pretty obvious. It's Kobe, 1,147 times. And the second place guy, not even an NBA player, also not even close to Kobe, Lionel Messi, 553. You got Michael Jordan, 439 at number 3. Mike Tyson, 407. LeBron is on here at number 14 with 188 mentions, and A Day to Remember is one of them. Wow. Pretty crazy, right? Pretty interesting stuff. Fun fact for your Wednesday. No, I'm kidding. If you want to get a hold of me, you can over at 208-535-1015. Peach's Pit Party. We'll be back here in just a few on K-Bear at 101. I have great news here that my full 40-minute interview with YouTuber, Twitch streamer, podcaster, reactor, I don't know what other title to give him, Metal Burb, is officially out on our YouTube channel at K-Bear 101 RMG. It took forever to export yesterday. Actually, you know what? It couldn't export yesterday. So I was sitting here. I work here Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Post 5 p.m., I'm no longer in the studio. I'm heading home, right? My show goes till 7, but I'm out of here after 5 o'clock. Just giving you that heads up in case you've been trying to call me after 5 p.m. I've said that multiple times on the show, and you won't believe how many people have tried calling me past 5 p.m. and then have messaged me on Facebook. Why aren't you answering the phone, bro? I'm going home, I'm done for the day. I'm going to let the show run its course, But anyway, what was I even talking about before that? I got sidetracked by people messaging me stuff like that. I completely forgot. No, yeah, so yeah, I remember now. I was trying to export the interview. It would not export. It ended up being like 5:30 by the time I finally just gave up and walked out of here. But before I walked out of here, I did mess with the Classy 97 Christmas elf named Roland. I'm going to upload that short on our Instagram and TikTok here soon after I upload some other stuff revolving around the Metal Burb interview. I'm going to upload the top 10 Peach's albums of 2025 list. I butchered that. Peach's favorite albums, Peach's best albums of 2025 list on Facebook. I'm going to upload that. And then on Instagram, I'll upload a little teaser so you can watch a little bit of it and then watch the full thing on our YouTube at K-Bear 101 RMG. I'm giving you behind-the-scenes social media posting news. What am I even doing? Let's move on to some more A Day to Remember. According to r/metalcore, again, this is one of the worst songs of 2025. Do you agree? Well, here's all my friends. So apparently Harley-Davidson sales have been slipping. Sorry to Harley-Davidson for just specifically calling them out. Industry people are saying it's because the average motorcycle owner keeps getting older. And younger generations aren't stepping in to replace them. And honestly, it tracks. It's not that millennials or Gen Z thinks they don't think motorcycles are lame. Bikes are objectively cool, loud, fast, definitely dangerous, all the things people say they like. But here's the problem. Motorcycles are now competing with everything else for attention and money. Back in the day, you bought a bike because that was your freedom. That was the personality. Now you have your phone, your algorithm. If you're in your 20s or early 30s right now, you're already choosing between, rent, groceries, streaming services, concert tickets, tattoos, vacations you put on a credit card, somehow still being told to invest early. A motorcycle starts to feel less like a dream and more like, if you have some extra cash lying around, you can buy one. They aren't exactly practical either unless you're already committed to the lifestyle. You can't haul groceries. You can't take friends. I mean, you can try, but it won't end up looking great. It won't end up great. That overall. Half the year, the weather hates you. One bad driver on their phone can suddenly just ruin your life, maybe even end your life. Motorcycles are in fact dangerous. Don't get me wrong. If you have one, cool, awesome. Older generations grew up when bikes were cheaper, insurance was cheaper, housing was cheaper, everything was cheaper, so owning a Harley made sense. Now it's like a luxury hobby, I also have to say something here where there's not a single motorcycle that I wouldn't look funny on. I would have to have one like the Undertaker, or are those called the choppers, where the handlebars are way up high. Drive one of those. Because those racing motorcycles where you practically have to lean forward all the way? You know how stupid I would look on one of those things? Imagine I'm road raging at someone and I get back on my tiny little motorcycle facing forward, leaning forward, and driving away. I feel like my feet would hit the ground. It would be horrible. Wait, they would already hit the ground. What am I even talking about? Never mind. Let's move on. There's that debate, artificial Christmas tree or real Christmas tree. Experts are now saying you should wash your Christmas tree before bringing it inside. I believe it's for both artificial and real. If you're team real tree, you're now power washing a pine. You finally get the tree home. You're freezing, saps everywhere, needles already falling off, and now you're supposed to hose it down because it's basically a moldy allergy bomb. That real tree smell everyone loves. That's also pollen, mold spores, bugs, whatever else that thing is picked up on the way from a farm to your living room. Meanwhile, my artificial tree, it sits peacefully in that box in my closet, minding its business, waiting for December. I'm team artificial tree all the way. I'm sorry. Fake trees just collect dust, I'll admit that, but here's the difference. Dust is solved with a vacuum, a little microfiber rag. I don't need a hose, bleach, gloves, all that stuff. And let's be honest, real trees are romantic in theory, annoying in practice. You're vacuuming needles until February. You're constantly watering it like it's a needy house plant. Every year you swear, this one won't shed. Every year it absolutely does. Artificial trees, same height, same shape, same light, same vibe, zero mess, zero sap, zero. Why is my nose suddenly ruined, So yeah, call it fake, call it lazy, call it whatever you want. But when people are out here pressure washing their Christmas trees like it's a Subaru, I'm feeling pretty good about my plastic one, huh? Yeah, team artificial tree, no regrets. The triumphant return of 44-year-old quarterback Philip Rivers on Sunday night didn't just put Rivers in the sports world spotlight, it also resulted in him getting 5 more years of NFL health insurance, which could come in handy because, as everybody knows, the dude has 10 kids. That's a whole lot of well checks. Last week, the ticket prices were announced for the upcoming World Cup. Those prices were expensive. Fans were not happy. In response to the complaints, FIFA has stepped up and announced a new 2026 World Cup pricing tier. While plenty of tickets will still be available at prices ranging from $180 to $700, a limited number of tickets to all matches will be available for a discounted price of $60. It's not much of a give back from FIFA, but it's something, you know? The Pro Tennis Tour will introduce an extreme heat rule starting in 2026, allowing cooling breaks or even suspending play when conditions could get dangerous. If temperatures and humidity hit certain thresholds, players can get a 10-minute cooling break or see matches paused entirely. The move comes after players openly complained about brutal conditions, with Danish player Holger Rune famously asking this year, "Do you want a player to die on the court?" That does it for your Shot Clock Sports Update right here on K-Bear 101. I believe it was 2 weekends ago I went out and saw Zootopia 2 with my girlfriend and her friends, and I got to be honest, that movie was actually very, very, very good. I had a great time. Kept me, what's it called, into it the entire time. According to CNN, Zootopia 2, I think just came out in China and introduced that snake character. I don't necessarily want to spoil the movie. There is a snake character. I believe his name is Gary. It's been, 2 weeks since I've seen the movie, and I already forgot the snake's name. So people in China are obsessing over this snake character so much that they're going out and adopting actual venomous snakes. Searches for exotic and pit vipers reportedly spiked right after the movie dropped, which means somewhere out there a person watched a Disney movie and said, yeah, you know what? I should own one of those. And this is where I realize I'm officially old, because when I loved a movie character as a kid, I asked for a poster or a shirt, maybe even the movie in video game format. You know, back in the day on the GameCube, PlayStation 2, etc., most movies had a video game adaptation. I rented those from Blockbuster. I played the B movie on the video game, on the PlayStation, on the GameCube. I played the B movie on the GameCube. I played Charlie and the Chocolate Factory on the GameCube. I played The Incredibles on the GameCube. I would never adopt a snake. This is like watching Jurassic Park, thinking, you know what? I need the closest thing I can get to a dinosaur, and that is possibly like a Komodo dragon, maybe even a gator. Let's just go with that. HOA strikes again. In Severance, Colorado, a family put up this giant inflatable Santa in their yard. I mean, huge. Like, you can see it from space, kind of huge. Well, not necessarily that huge, but it's something to get yourself into the Christmas spirit. Get everybody into the Christmas spirit. Problem is their homeowners association sent them a letter telling them to take it down because it was excessive decoration. How? You're just looking for a reason to complain. There's HOA rules, fine, but here's where this turns into somewhat of like a sitcom situation. Neighbors lost it. People started posting support online, hundreds of comments. Some even offered to help pay potential fines. One woman said her autistic daughter absolutely lights up every time they drive by the giant Santa. Isn't that awesome? So the HOA reversed course, apologized, and said Santa can stay through Christmas. That's right. The community basically won a holiday decoration civil rights battle over a blow-up, jolly old elf. I love a happy ending. It's Peach's Pit Party on K-Bear 101. You know what's funny is that people have the slightest hope they'll win the Powerball jackpot. You know, the Powerball jackpot right now is sitting at like $1.2 billion. And of course, that's going to be taxed. So you end up with like, I don't know, 500 and something million dollars, which is still a lot of money, but that's less than half of what you actually won. You know, it sucks, right? But still, $500 million. I came across this question. If you won the $1 billion lottery, how would you epically just quit your job? I feel like I wouldn't. I feel like I could trust Victor and Jade and tell them, hey, I just won the Powerball. I'm going to be leaving, obviously. Not only leaving here, but also leaving the state of Idaho. I might be one of those dudes. Now, hear me out. This might be very evil to say as a former Californian who moved out here in 2021. If I won the Powerball, I would buy a house maybe in like, I don't know, Ryrie, just to kind of have as a secondary vacation home Would I become a snowbird if I did that? Those people that I hate, those ones that get to leave Idaho, they leave Idaho when it's the ugliest and they come back when it's the prettiest. And it's like, no, if you're not here during the bad, terrible weather, you shouldn't be here when it's the prettiest. We already have too many people here. You can't just come back and add another car, another person to the already overcrowded city of Idaho Falls or Pocatello, Rexburg. I feel like I would give Jade and Victor some money. I'd be like, hey, what can I do to help the place that I've been working at for the past 5 years? They could probably give me a figure and I'd be like, okay, sure, here's $5 million, if I won the Powerball lottery. I would also just immediately make my own podcasting studio and start my own podcast and try my best to hire someone to make edits for me, make a great social media presence for the podcast. I could pay them top dollar because yet I won the Powerball jackpot, right? Somebody commented on this thread saying I'd resign way too calmly, like nothing happened, because that quiet confidence would be the real flex. That's what I just said. I would just quietly exit and not say too much. But who am I kidding? I'll never win that. I'll never win $50 on a scratch-off ticket. Josh and Chantel gifted us all scratch-off tickets this morning, and I decided to use a pen to scratch mine, and sure enough, I won nothing. So I'm stuck here until I finally do win the Powerball lottery. When is Victor going to release that list of the most played songs on K-Bear 101? Huh? Did he release it last year? What was last year's most played track? Have I already gone over this? I feel like I have. Let's look it up. K-Bear 101 on Facebook. I know he posted it on there. Let's open up the Facebook page. Search most played songs of 2024. What exactly were they? Did he ever make a post? Did he put it in the K-Bear group? I see here the top 100 songs of 2023. An old article from our old website. I wonder where that takes us now. It just takes us to the K-Bear 101 Riverbend Media Group page. So you can't even access that list anymore because that old website got taken down. I guess he never uploaded the most played songs of 2024. Should I check the K-Bear group and waste even more time on this break? Why not? Sure. Most played songs of 2024. Searching in K-Bear 101 Idaho Rock and Metal. Nope, nothing pops up. So he never posted it last year. Dang. All right, well, I guess I'll beg Victor to post the complete list for 2025. I wonder exactly what will be number one. It has to be a song that came out in the beginning part of the year, January, February, March, and has been played on here all year long. I'm thinking Emergence from Sleep Token. I feel like that might be the number one track. Caramel, maybe. Maybe Dark Thoughts from The Funeral Portrait. Maybe that track I just played right there, God is a Weapon from Falling in Reverse featuring Marilyn Manson. I know we've been playing that for quite some time. I want to know the list. I'll bug Victor when he comes back tomorrow, see if he can compile it and get it on social media at KBear 101 FM. Just that reminder that my conversation with Metal Burb is available on our YouTube at KBear 101 RMG. I just wanted to let you know about that because I spent hours upon hours yesterday working on compiling, making the list appealing is what I'm trying to say, making the video appealing. More than just a Zoom call between two dudes talking about metal. I wanted to add snippets of the songs we talked about. I wanted to make my rundown of my 10 favorite albums of 2025 more appealing to the average viewer on social media. I'm hoping that it's okay. So, yeah, my full conversation with Metal Burb is on our YouTube channel, KBear 101 RMG. If you just wanted the countdown portion of it, that's available on our Facebook, the full thing, KBear 101 FM. Also, my Facebook, I tagged myself as a collaborator. So if you look up Brenden Peach, I'm sure it'll pop up as well. And you can follow me on Facebook, too. I uploaded a little snippet of the countdown on Instagram and TikTok. I listed off like 10 through 8 and then said you can find the rest on YouTube. So there's that. Just watch the full thing on YouTube. Let me know what you think. Subscribe to us. Would love to have you become a part of our road to 1,000 subscribers. I was talking with Josh from Classy 97 yesterday, and he has this. This is how much of an animal Josh from Classy 97 is. This is a sincere compliment. The guy is one of the hardest workers you'll ever meet. 100%. This guy is all over the place. He's months and months ahead, making sure everything's okay, going well for Classy 97. He has a 50-page document on how the Classy 97 YouTube channel can get to 1,000 subscribers. It's all this stuff. I believe ChatGPT was also a part of it, saying he had to earn like 2 to 3 subscribers per day because currently the Classy 97 YouTube channel's at like 100 and something subscribers. He wants to get to 1,000, so he needs to earn this many per week and so on and so forth. Dude's an animal. So do us both a favor. Subscribe to K-Barrett 101 on YouTube and also subscribe to Classy 97. If you like morning show, the great morning show content, you'll love Josh and Chantel over there. I feel like this would be a normal occurrence. Sheriff deputies in Sarasota, Florida, they're getting very good at removing massive alligators from public places, a skill that has come with a lot of recent practice. A week after officers removed a giant 14-foot, 600-pound gator from the middle of a road, they were called out again, this time to a 7-Eleven store to remove a 10-foot gator, which had been loitering outside the store. It's possible it was simply there for a Gatorade, or, oh my God, I'm not going to go further into this stupid article's joke. It was possibly there for a new Japanese-style egg salad sandwich. But either way, workers knew it had no intention of paying for anything as it lacks pockets to keep money in. The sheriff's office shared video of the capture on Facebook and said, yes, it happened again. Another day, another gator. Sarasota is really determined to make this a weekly series. I mean, why not? My hometown, Seal Beach, California, has one of the best police Instagram pages ever. Seal Beach Police Department. Shout out to whoever runs that social media page. It's hilarious. If you don't believe me, go ahead and take a look at it. See what you think. All right. Thanks. So I saw this posted on the subreddit Life Pro Tips LPT. White elephant hack is what it says here in the title. So I was intrigued. I want to know what this guy's hack is to making the white elephant gift exchange easier on your wallet. Maybe, I don't know. Yeah, he says yesterday my work did a white elephant gift exchange. I didn't actually need anything, but I still wanted to participate and be a part of the group. I was the only one who had to fly in, which is pretty crazy to fly into work. Does he work remotely? So he bought a gift at the airport. The exchange itself was fun, but everything I even considered stealing during the game wasn't travel appropriate or something I wanted to bring home. In the end, I just stole my own gift back. When I got back to the airport less than 24 hours later, it hit me. I could just return it, and he did. Full refund. Best outcome possible. I was social. I participated. I didn't actually buy anything in the end. I didn't add clutter to my home. I didn't have to travel with something I didn't want. It felt like a small but satisfying rejection of unnecessary consumption. Honestly, this might be my strategy going forward for these kinds of situations. I mean, go for it, dude. Like, I was thinking about it too. I'm trying my best to get rid of clutter. I'm going to be heading home this afternoon. I've talked about this for quite some time. I actually haven't even done it, and I need to. I need to go back to my apartment and just start throwing stuff out, throwing all this crap out. I have cups in there that are so gross and disgusting. Throw them out. I went through my clothes earlier this year and got rid of the excess t-shirts and shorts that I don't necessarily wear. And by that, I mean I'm too fat to wear them now. I was skinnier back then, all right? Now I'm too fat to wear those, so I got rid of the options I can no longer wear, all right? So now I just need to go through my excess junk. And I those white elephant gift exchanges, to me, they just give you dumb things. And it's like, thanks. Now I'm going to go to the dumpster and throw this dumb thing away that I just got for free. I know I sound like a spoiled jerk when I say something like that. Anyway, let's move on to the funeral portrait featuring Spencer of Ice Nine Kills, Suffocate City. I do love the subreddit. No stupid questions. This one popped up on my feed, and I had a good chuckle. What happened to the stereotypical acne-faced teenager? I was told that acne was a normal part of growing up and hormonal changes were the cause, yet I cannot remember the last time I saw a teenager with acne. What is that game like? Does that guy just sit there and go, I found him right there. There's acne. Like, what? Do you just sit there and watch teenagers all day? I hope not. I sincerely hope not. He says, my wife works as a high school teacher and pointed this out to me. Okay, so that makes sense. Rather than him just being weird, looking at teenagers all day. I don't live in the West, and people certainly aren't using expensive skincare products. How did acne stop being a problem if it's a normal biological process? Well, let's look at some of the answers here. Some of the replies to this no stupid question post. Top 1, lots of teens still have some acne, but those with loads or uncomfortable acne can get derm care these days and not have to deal with that. I know I'm not going to call out the person by name, but I do know somebody that puts on those acne patches on their face. And sometimes they'll walk in with like 4 or 5 different shapes all over their face. It looks like some kid just stuck stickers all over their face. It still is normal, but skincare is a heck of a lot better than when we were all young. I've never had bad acne even as a teen. I never had it. Luckily, thankfully, I'm already ugly enough as it is. Acne on top. Acne is totally normal, though. That's the thing. If people should not be ashamed of it whatsoever. Like it's a thing that happens. Just take care of it. That's about it. No need to make a big deal. My 13-year-old has acne. So does my 12-year-old niece. Bad too. And my 18-year-old nephew. Teens definitely still get acne. I'm 34 and I still get hormonal acne. What sucks is when I'm wearing my CPAP and there's no water in the tank, so it just blows dry air on me, which is all the time because I'm too lazy to fill the tank, so I'm technically sabotaging myself. I'll get those little zits or bumps where I have my CPAP mask on. Sometimes they're at the very tip of my nose, and it's the worst placement possible. Or even inside my nose, that's the worst. When you have okay, never mind. Let's stop talking about bumps. People might be eating right now. You know, it's around dinner time. Thanks for listening to Peach's Pit Party, the podcast. If you enjoyed the show, please share, subscribe, and rate the podcast. Peach's Pit Party is hosted by me, Peaches, a.k.a. Brenden Peach, and is a production of Riverbend Media Group. For more information or to contact the show, visit riverbendmediagroup.com. Until next time, Peach out.